I've been making videos on YouTube for 3 years, and during that time, I've had the misfortune of debating, and I use that term very loosely, with all manner of console fanboys. These obviously aren't good conversations. After all, we're dealing with people denser than fucking neutron stars. I vividly remember the day when dozens of people called me a retarded Xbox fanboy on N4G for accurately predicting that an erect penis would be less linear than the Order 1886. A game puckered from the arse of an egotistical, dishonest, and untalented development studio. On the very same day, I was being called a Sony fanboy on YouTube because I was skeptical of the claim that DirectX 12 and the cloud would double the performance of the Xbox One. How the fucking tone has changed. That tends to happen when you make claims without evidence years ahead of time. When you think about it, there are a lot of shocking parallels between fanboys and cultists, namely the in-out mentality a lot of them exhibit. If you don't fall in line and agree with insert company here, that they're the patron saints of the gaming industry, you're obviously just a supporter of the competition, as opposed to a critical fan or, God forbid, impartial. Nowhere is this mentality more apparent than in the YouTube Xbox community, comprised of some of the dumbest individuals I've ever come across. One who stands out as especially retarded is my old buddy Copper Wolf, the Unreformed Gamer. If I recall correctly, the last time I addressed Iron Wolf was in a video I published a year back, where he claimed that the cloud would outperform 4 GTX Titans, which I suppose serves as a fitting conclusion to the saga, because you really can't say anything more retarded than that. But Iron Wolf has taken it upon himself to top his already absurd claims, and is going to attempt to argue that the Xbox Scorpio, a console we know virtually nothing about, will render PCs irrelevant. I'm looking forward to seeing if you stand by what you said in this video, since funnily enough, your original videos about the cloud, where you talk shit about me, have miraculously disappeared off YouTube. I wonder why.
Alright, so the Xbox Scorpio is confirmed to have 4K native 60 frames per second gaming.
Oh, is that right? Because this is the first time I've heard about this news, and given that the Scorpio isn't releasing for another year, I'm a bit skeptical of that claim. After all, it is really fucking stupid to make claims about hardware we've not seen in action, that we know nothing about, but this isn't exactly new territory for you, is it?
Now that's according to Albert Pinello, who did the podcast.
Dude, why do you still talk like such a dipshit? I don't even mean the things you're saying. You just sound retarded when you speak, as though you received a toothpick lobotomy at age 5.
And to me, this ain't really a surprise. This ain't anything new.
It certainly is to me.
Because I've been saying this for a long time.
Right, but you're a fucking idiot.
Microsoft, they're looking to take this gaming to new heights.
What does that even mean? The Scorpio is certainly not going to be able to elevate the gaming experience if every game released on the Scorpio has to be capable of running on the Xbox One. The whole point of next gen, despite how much emphasis shallow gamers put on graphics and resolutions, is about what new gameplay mechanics and worlds you can build on less restrictive hardware. The Scorpio will be restricted by the Xbox One. Microsoft have essentially said as much, but caked it in nicer terms like the Xbox ecosystem. It's funny that you take Microsoft's word for everything, yet conveniently ignore the statements they make that prove you wrong.
And there is no need to buy an expensive PC, or should I say personal computer or workstation.
You having a nice day, sir? You feeling all right?
There's no need to buy a PC. No need. Yeah, come to think of it, it's very weird that almost everybody in the Western world owns one in one form or another, especially considering how fucking useless they are.
There's no need, because you have everything you need on the Scorpio.
Oh, is that right? So you're telling me I can write documents, make comics, edit and render videos, make animations, do research, and send emails on the Xbox Scorpio, as well as other more complex tasks like, I don't know, designing roads, developing software, running machinery, developing special effects, and that thing you do where you develop games for consoles. Because after all, the Xbox Scorpio would need to do all of those things and more at a cheaper price to render my PC and the PC platform in general obsolete. I'm no psychic, but I doubt animation studios are going to be tossing their PCs in the dumpster in favor of Xbox fucking Ones.
You have 6 teraflops of GPU, that's a beast.
I doubt he could even explain what a teraflop is.
You have 3 times the memory bandwidth.
So what?
And I can guarantee you that you'll have a beefier CPU.
I didn't realize you worked for Microsoft's R&D and engineering departments.
And I know people are going to go around saying that if they can't even get 4K 60 frames per second on a 9 or 10 teraflop GPU, then how could they on a 6 teraflop?
No, that's not what they're saying. This just goes to show that you don't understand what you're saying. The PS3 and Xbox 360 were both 1080p capable, yet very few games ran at 1080p. It's not because the consoles were incapable of running games at 1080p, the games would simply run badly at that resolution. You can technically play games in 4K on a GTX 560, but the trade-off is that it runs like a slideshow, even on the lowest available settings. That, or your PC will crash. People aren't claiming that the Xbox Scorpio won't be capable of running games at 4K. They're skeptical of how well games will run on this console, because we simply don't know at this stage. I am very skeptical of the claim that the Scorpio will be running games at 4K on good visual settings, let alone 60 FPS. I have the same opinion of the fabled PlayStation Neo. This is hardly an irrational position to take. If anything, it's a normal mindset to have regarding hardware you've yet to see in action.
Well, right now, 6 teraflop is just a rough number. It really is.
It's a rough number, but you know for sure that games will run at 4K 60 FPS. Do you even listen to yourself speak?
They could easily up it to 8.
Oh, could they? It's just that easy because you say so.
And besides, games are optimized better on consoles.
You say that, but in my opinion, a game that runs at 30 FPS on consoles is not automatically a well-optimized game, especially considering how many current-gen games fail to even meet this mark. Very rarely is a PC port so bad that I can't find a way to get it to run at 60 FPS on my PC.
Because why? It's a closed environment, and a majority of that power and resource under the hood of a console will be used on games.
We all know that's not true this generation. That would have been a valid point to make during the PS2 days, but with all the things running in the background on modern day consoles, I highly doubt even 90% of the RAM is being dedicated exclusively to the games.
Now on PC, on the other hand, they use programs and software that doesn't involve gaming, so obviously resource will be taken away.
Right, but I have double the RAM of the PS4 and Xbox One.
The game would run better on a 6 teraflop GPU than a PC.
What PC? Like what configuration? A laptop running Intel HD Graphics 4000 is just as much a PC as my rig, but I get the impression that Battlefield 1 is going to run a little bit differently on both PCs.
That's just plain facts.
No, it's not.
And, you know, you have all the power you need at a low cost.
We don't even know the price yet, you retard.
Because, come on, think about it. If you want to build a PC, you have to buy...
I'm no mind reader, but that awkward pause makes it sound like you don't know what to say next because you don't have a fucking clue what you're talking about.
The case, you have to buy a motherboard, you have to buy a CPU, you have to buy... you know, a graphic card, you have to buy NVIDIA or AMD, whatever it is, you have to buy all those things.
You do realize you're paying for these components every time you buy a pre-built electronic device, right? The RAM in your phone isn't complimentary, you paid for it, it's included in the price. When you buy a PS4, you were technically paying for the CPU, the GPU, the RAM, the motherboard, the Blu-ray drive. It's just included in the one price. You're still paying for it, you dumbass.
You have to buy the RAM, you have to buy a Blu-ray or DVD drive.
No, you fucking don't. I've had my current rig for 4 years and I've used my DVD drive about 5 times. Plus, a DVD drive costs about $10. It's literally cheaper than a meal at McDonald's.
There's so much expenses behind.
That's some great grammar. There's so much expenses. God damn.
And then plus the monitor.
What the fuck do you think you play your Xbox One games on? You don't just plug it into your ass and have the game project onto the wall. Yet for some reason, the monitor is included in the price of a PC when a TV, which is much more expensive, is ignored.
No, there's so much things you have to invest in a gaming PC. And you're getting all that in the Scorpio.
You can't write documents on the Scorpio. You can't edit videos on the Scorpio. You can't draw or animate on the Scorpio. You can't develop software on the Scorpio. You can't create music on the Scorpio. You can't send emails on the Scorpio. You can't use CAD or Photoshop or Vegas or After Effects or Flash on the Scorpio.
Everything you get in a PC, including 4K gaming, you'll be getting it on the Scorpio for probably half the price.
You don't know that. And again, no, PCs are used for much more than playing video games.
And to me, that's really attractive and it's great value for money.
I don't agree. Did you think about that? I don't agree. I don't think the Xbox One is good value for money, and I highly doubt the Scorpio will be good value for money either. At all times, a PC is a better choice, objectively.
Especially for the things that you want in a game. The only thing that keeps PC going is Steam, I guess, because of those Thursday sales, which, you know, you buy games for $5. But other than that, like...
Yeah, who wants to game on a mouse and keyboard and play strategy games and mod and develop games? All you need is a Scorpio, that thing that will have nothing but games you can play on your PC where you aren't required to pay Microsoft annually for the privilege of playing games online.
I don't know anyone that gives a shit about Steam.
That doesn't surprise me. You probably don't get out of the psychiatric ward much.
And besides, you're going to have to update the drivers, download the plugins.
Because you never have to download patches and firmware updates on the Xbox One.
You're going to have to do this and do that. And if you have any problem with your personal computer, you're going to have to call NVIDIA, AMD, MSI, Intel, or even Steam for that matter to resolve the problem.
Or you can just fix the issue yourself.
Now with the console, you're just going to have to call Microsoft and Microsoft alone. And the same thing with PlayStation. You're just going to have to call Sony and Sony alone and problem solved.
Unless the console's fucked, in which case you have to buy a completely brand new one instead of being able to just replace the malfunctioning component of your PC.
Now when it comes to gaming on PC, it's like coming into a relationship with a chick that comes from a broken marriage with 4 different kids with 2 different men.
No, gaming on PC is more like meeting a really smart, interesting, sophisticated, beautiful woman who you can actually talk to and whom you share common interests with. A console, on the other hand, is basically the vapid whore who'll suck your dick for a cheap price, but gives you instant and hollow gratification. On top of this, she'll continue to extort you for additional money every year under the threat of withholding the sex you've already paid for.
And to me, that is high maintenance, and you don't need that in your life.
Sorry, Copper Wolf, but you need a PC or Mac. You don't need an Xbox One or a PS4. These are luxury items, whereas a PC is a necessity in the 21st century.
That's why I'm saying when the Scorpio finally drops, it's gonna make PC irrelevant because you're getting it for half of the cost.
Except you don't know that, and even if it were half the price, it can't replace my PC, just like a tablet that's half the price of my phone can't replace it either.
Anyway, that's my 2 cents worth. I said what I had to say. And this is Iron Wolf signing out. Peace.
Well, that was fucking dreadful. I can't believe that Iron Wolf has actually become more stupid than he was when I first encountered him last year. This is honestly one of the worst videos I've ever responded to. Ignoring the unsubstantiated claims and bold-faced lies, the fundamental point of this video is 100% wrong. You're just fucking wrong. Here's a friendly fucking tip. Instead of blocking literally everybody who doesn't share the same opinion as you and proceeding to call them faggots because you're insecure in your own sexuality, maybe attempt trying to engage in actual discussions. Who knows? You might end up having your opinions changed. It's a scary thought, isn't it? Realizing that you may actually be wrong. But I understand that you'll never do this. It's much easier to belong to a cult of Xbox fanatics who are so pathologically in love with the company that they would jump at the opportunity to use the cum of Microsoft executives as hair gel. I guess that doesn't apply to you, considering you're bald, so I figure you just use the jizz to buff your empty fucking head.